Hey guys, Clary Berry here. Today I want to talk with you guys about carbs and how everybody says that they make you fat. So, first of all, when you're talking to people about carbs and having conversations, you need to define what the heck a carb is, because there's so many definitions of carbs. And some people, when they're talking about carbs, they'll just use it to mean just wheat or just highly processed white trash sort of things. And that's the first thing to do, is to stop them and say, wait, what are we talking about here? Because I'm going to be the first one to agree with everybody who says that yes, processed, refined, white trash carbs. I say white trash, I mean like just white sugar basically is all they're consistent of, and even white bread, especially unorganic, anything that's not even a whole grain. I mean, you could go there. So you're looking at your little Debbie's and your Hostess cakes and all the cookies and things like that, and yeah, I would agree. Even when you take a look at carbs, if you're talking about spaghetti with a bunch of oil on top, but you can see how these are two different things. And so what I want to break down today is to talk about carbs in the basic sense of the form. Carbs have gotten a bad rap because everybody lumps in all these junk food products and says, oh, they're carbs. Oh, chips, that's just white carbs. And really, if you actually look at what's on the label, these things are mostly fat. These things have a lot of salt in them. They've got high fructose corn syrup, and not to mention they're all GMO, like disgustingness. So you really want to stop lumping carbs together, stop saying carbs are bad, because carbs by themselves, in their own right, they're not bad at all. They're actually very good. If you look at all the carbs in fruit, all the sugars, the good sugars in fruits, these are good. And these also have gotten a very bad rap. People are afraid to eat fruit. And people say, I see time and time again, family members, friends, people out on the street, everybody's trying to lose weight, so they want to sit there and eat salad. That's great, but that's not the only thing you need. I have nothing against some nice greens, but you can't sustain your lifestyle on that. You can't just walk around eating salad. First of all, it's not going to fill you up. Second of all, it's not going to give you enough taste. We're not meant to eat a diet based on salad. We're just not. And even I would go so far as to say vegetables. We're not even meant to eat a diet primarily on vegetables. If you take a small child, if you take a baby almost, and put them into a room with, a bunch of greens, versus a bunch of fruits, what are they going to naturally want to eat? They're going to naturally want to eat what's sweet. And so as far as what you find in nature, it doesn't matter if you do this with meat or nuts, in their natural state. If you really want to look at, what we should be eating, you don't go back and look at what our ancestors ate because they had to survive in certain areas that didn't have access to certain foods. You look at what would a human child, what would a baby want to eat if they had the natural foods right in front of them. So I'm not talking about take a cookie and give it to a kid versus a fruit. I'm talking about, like I said, nuts, in their own state. Animals, if you took a little chicken or, a lamb and put it in with a baby, what are they going to eat? And even vegetables, being as good for us as they are, it's not what we're meant to eat the most of, and we can't live off of it. So stop trying to just eat salad for lunch with nothing on it, and even a little bit of fats. Fats have gotten a really good rap as opposed to fruit and sugars and carbs. And that a lot of that has to do with us coming from Atkins backgrounds and these paleo ideas that I'm wondering why they keep trying to spin the same idea. And I have an idea, because all of these, when you dig a little bit deep enough, then you can see it all leads back to the Dairy Council. And so it's very clear to me, but I hope that we can make this available for other people, because there's so many benefits of eating high carb that I'm not even going to get into now. It's amazing. So I just want to let you guys know, a lot of you know I've been eating tons and tons of bananas all day, every day, trying to stay carved up. I do a lot of dates now. I had 10 dates for breakfast. I had 15 dates, this is today, for lunch, okay? Or actually, that was a snack, because for lunch, I just ate, let's see, if there was about 5 pounds of potatoes in the bag, I ate over half of that. So I ate probably, let's just, say 2.5 pounds of carbs. Yeah, wait, let me think. Half, okay, 4, so that would be, I'm not really good at math. I ate a lot of freaking potatoes, okay? Got that potato slicer. Over a pound. We'll just say that. To be safe, over a pound of potatoes. Last night, let me tell you, and I bragged about this a little bit on Facebook because I'm trying to start to show people. Last night, I had a little pooch from my potatoes here, and I used to always have a pooch. And it's slowly but surely going away, okay? So I just want you to see here. Last night, I ate a 12-ounce box of corn spaghetti to myself, and then had almost half of the next box as well. So I don't know about you guys, but I never could have done that before I went on the high carb diet. Never. And let me tell you, there was not a bunch of, there was no salt on it. It was strictly no salt, spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce, BPA free organic, right out of the can pretty much. Just dumped it in there, cooked it up real nice, put some herbs, in with it, and tasted amazing. I kind of have to get, and this is on a real basic budget for me. Normally I would be putting extra vegetables in there to add a little bit of flavor, because if you're just using the no salt, it takes some time to get used to, not, wanting those richer foods. And there was no oil. There's absolutely no oil. And again, with the potatoes, same thing. There's a little bit of salt in the salsa, but I diluted it with other, no salt added tomatoes, diced tomatoes. And so there was no salt at all and no fats. We didn't drizzle oil on it. We just baked it. And so I don't know. I'm doing this on a daily basis. If I'm not having corn or potatoes and big meals, okay, at dinner, I'm having rice. I'm having Isakil brand tortillas with a bunch of salad. I'm always having salad. As I said, I love my salad. So basically, if you haven't heard of the program yet, it's Raw Till 4. It was coined by Freely the Banana Girl from 30bananasaday.com. This is an excellent, excellent resource if you would like to learn some more about this diet that I'm doing. Actually, it's a lifestyle, not a diet, but we can say diet. It does help you lose weight over the long term. And you don't have to go, fully raw. You don't have to be a fully raw vegan to experience the beauty of this. You don't even have to be a vegan. And I really, really recommend that everybody goes vegan for numerous different reasons. For the earth, for the animals, for yourself and your body. But if you're not there yet, if you're not convinced of that, I would just, let me stop right there, because it's really hard to eat a low-fat diet. Part of this is a low-fat. It's low protein, low-fat. You just don't need that much protein. You don't need that much fat. Even your good fats, people think they need to pile on the olive oil to get their good fats and pile on, drink like 3 tablespoons of coconut oil with their coffee. And no, you don't need anywhere near that amount of fat, and you shouldn't have that much. It's bad for you to have that much fat, and fat actually coats every cell that we have. It coats the insulin. It coats the insulin receptors. It coats everything, and makes everything just harder. You don't need that much fat. So if you're eating meat and dairy and all of that stuff, then it's a lot harder. You probably are going to be having some problems. You're not going to be able to eat as much of the good foods that you want, the good carbs that your body needs. All of our cells need glucose. They run off of glucose. And it's actually really hard without all that extra fat and everything in there, and salt as well. It's hard for your body to produce fat out of carbs. It's a very inefficient process. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to lose weight and feel good if you are still eating the meat. But if you aren't ready to give up your meat yet, I would still say just focus on fruit, focus on carbs, try to limit your fat. Go to chronometer.com and make sure at least you're not going over the 30% that people say. But you can go down. A low fat diet usually is about 20%. So any little bit you do is going to be better for you. I always try to stay under 10. I don't believe we need any more than 2.5 to 5% fat in our diet, and I feel great off of it. I feel very energetic. My mental capacity is much better than it used to be when I was high fat, and I haven't even been doing it for very long at all. So, and I've lost 5 pounds from when I started this low fat, high carb diet, and I can feel myself. I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I can feel myself getting a little bit more slim. And again, I ate and this was dry weight pasta. It was 16 ounces of dry pasta. So if you think about how many cups that was, I had like at least 3 huge bowls. And I don't know about you guys, I like to eat, and I don't really notice a difference in the taste, especially after you get used to it. So just remember, long story short, carbs, once again, they do not make you fat. They do not make you fat. And I should be really bloated right now. It's, that time of the month, or should be here any minute. So, yeah. Carbs make you fat, all right, right? Yeah. Stay away from your white trash carbs and eat your good carbs. Don't be afraid of them. Eat them up. Eat a lot of them. Stay carved up. You'll feel better. You'll look better. When I say you'll feel better, I don't just mean like, a little bit more energy. I mean, if you're having, really low blood sugar after a little while of not eating, and you're getting cranky, you need to stay carved up. Even if I'm hungry now, I never experience the same crankiness that I used to experience off of my old diet. And I was eating really healthy. I was eating what I thought was a really healthy, even vegetarian diet, and I was still having these symptoms. So for your own mental health, for your families, for everything, just do it. Give it a try. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Like, subscribe, leave me some comments. Thank you. Eat your fruit, people. Take care.